So we're about 8 miles from a town called Saint-Dié-des-Vosges, and a mile that direction is the front line where the French held. We're going to see that this morning. There's trenches there, all sorts. So the guys are just packing up. We've had probably the coldest night we've had on the trip, apart from the first night maybe in Belgium. Quite damp under the Foxwings because the condensation builds up quite highly. But you can just see in the distance there, the sun is just coming up. So we're in for another sunny day, I think. But we woke up to a mist this morning. But you know, it's not too bad. Everybody's packing up their gear now. We're getting some local eggs on from the farm we're staying at, and just packing up the gear. So today we're here at La Fontenelle, which was the front line that the French held. I know this might not come across that well because of the sun. The war cemetery is just there, and where I'm standing was the front line. As you can see, it's quite misty out there. This is the view they had from the thing, from the front line. The hill just there was a German stronghold. All around us you can see where the artillery shells landed and the holes they left, and the place is littered with them. There is a full trench system here. These are just some of the trenches in the woods here, which didn't exist at the time. Nature has taken over, and you know, it's unbelievable. I've already been through all the trench systems, so I'm not going to go in there because we're limited in time that we can video, but you can just see the start of the trenches in front of me here, and these went right round this hill all the way around. It's a very, very prominent point, and of course the Germans shelled us. The Germans, I think, dug a tunnel into here and captured it in 1914. The French retook the German positions in 1915 and captured, I think it was 1,500 German soldiers and all the weapons. So the trench system was right through. You can just see the wood fence there just in front of me. That's a bunker, and there's bunkers all around as well. Very surreal, and this has all been part of our expedition, Veterans Expedition Overland, where we wanted to follow the front line. Now this is a better image of the cemetery here. Just going to go through into the cemetery itself. You can see all the French soldiers who died, who gave up their life for France. We're not far from the German border here. So for these people here, this was their homeland, and they fought courageously for it. No matter what people in Britain say, the French fought hard. You know, there's our guys over there, just by the gate. But what a memorial this is. One of the best we've seen so far, and there's been some great ones that I've visited. So there we go. We left La Fontenelle and headed for the nearby village of Saint-Dié-des-Vosges, where we met an elderly couple by a monument to those who were deported by the Nazis. They told us of a nearby village called Mussy, where British paratroopers had been executed by the Gestapo in 1944 and were buried at the nearby church. So continuing our commemorative part of our expedition, after talking to some locals at a memorial in the town we just passed through, which is La Déportation of a lot of French citizens, they told us and they put us in touch with a small town called Musset. We're here by the church, and just at the back of the church is some Commonwealth graves, mainly for the Special Air Service. They parachuted in here, I believe. They didn't tell us the date. Was it 44? Was it 1944? October 44. September, October 44. Myself and Teresa, we knew somebody that did this, who was almost like a granddad to Teresa, and which is my partner. And he was here for right up to before D-Day, and so this is quite a special place because I'm not sure many people will visit these graves because they're tucked away in a small village. Most of the guys here are Special Air Service. So to all the guys I know from the regiment, this one's for yous. I'll kind of take you along and show you some of the names. I'm sure these are on royal signals there, and very poignant, the bell rings just as we're doing this, and there's 3 SAS graves together: JJ Conway, MB Fitzpatrick and JH Elliott. A very poignant moment now. Just did a little video here, and as we did this video, you look up at the clock there, the bells are now chiming for 11 o'clock, which is very poignant for us British, obviously for the 11th of November, you know. And here's somebody coming to talk to us, probably about the graves. Right, we're here at the American War Cemetery at San Miguel, I think it's called, Miel, and the scale of it is just taking us a bit aback. I mean, look, here's your graves here, and there's just thousands of them. And there's the front gate, which you can see is quite a way off. And then we come round, and here's another side. We're in the middle of the graveyard of the cemetery. Round again. The scale is just unbelievable. And this is something I've never even heard of. Just unbelievable. So Matt, give me your thoughts on this.
It's astounding. I mean, we were just talking as we were walking up here to the far end of the cemetery that I think that politicians and leaders should be made to come and tour these places and read the names and find out about what's gone on before they take office, so that decisions like going to war aren't taken lightly. You know, you imagine all these people, all these blokes here, you know, husbands, brothers, cousins, fathers, sons. It's quite sobering when you see how many of them, and also when you find out that this isn't the only American graveyard, you know.
Well, we're off to Verdun next, and there's another American cemetery there, and we'll probably go there today as well. But the whole scale of this thing is unbelievable.
It is. A tragic waste of human life.
It is. Just, I'm quite taken aback with this one. We've been to Tyne Cot, which is huge. I think this is bigger, isn't it?
I think this is the biggest one we've been to on this trip.
And we've been to a few, but the scale of this is just, and how it's laid out. And it's in the middle of absolutely nowhere. If you never knew this was here, we found this by accident. It's just unbelievable, so well kept. Like the British cemeteries as well, or the Commonwealth cemeteries, they're all well kept. And this is just on another scale. And we laugh about the Americans being late for the war. My God, they sacrificed.
Yeah.